Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, TheBlueHedgehog2010, and with me always is Note Ladro.
Hello, 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 and you can actually refer to me as Evan now, since everyone, except you apparently, destroys that whole alias deal that I do. It's not my fault.
But, and here we are finally getting around to doing the commentary of Sonic Adventure DX, something that we've planned for a very long time, and, you know, it's such a hassle to go through, to be honest.
That opening.
Oh yes, the opening is magnificent. I love it.
Blew me away when I was little.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite part about it is how it just kind of like blooms in to open your heart. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, everything. Okay, this was my first introduction to the modern Sonic franchise. You know, my sister picked up a copy of this game on the GameCube back in, I'd like to say, roughly around 2003, 2004. I don't quite remember. And when I first saw the introduction, when my sister popped this game onto the GameCube, I was flabbergasted. I mean, the graphics looked lovely. The music, I mean, me being a classic Sonic guy that I am, you know, I'm not quite used to, you know, the whole music in the Sonic franchise thing, and you know, it just really worked out. I mean,
I thought the classic games definitely had their own music type that was great and that suited the games very well. But I think the modern games honestly have really stuck with the feel that even with the dreaded 06, the music still remains despite how bad the games may be at times.
Yeah.
The soundtrack always remains phenomenal. Like, I've yet to hear a bad Sonic soundtrack. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's part personal opinion, but I think at least most of the fan base will always agree with that.
I mean, to each their own. I mean, me personally, I still prefer the classic Sonic music over the modern one.
I think they both have their own niche, though, is what I'm saying. Like, you can't really have like a classic type soundtrack these days with the type of modern gameplay that we currently have, with, you know, how everything's kind of almost like grown exponentially in speed and reaction time. You can't really have most of the old classic sounding stuff. It's gotta at least keep a higher beat, I suppose.
Worst driving cops ever.
They are terrible, honestly. That one fishtailing like everywhere. Holy crap!
I knew I should have never gotten drunk.
I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly, I was discussing this earlier, but yeah, I still think that Sonic Adventure, in terms of Sonic's story, begins a little awkwardly with this boss fight. At least, let me put it this way. Story-wise, I don't think it begins awkwardly at all. I think it was like, in my opinion, now that I think about this much later in my life when I'm looking at game design and whatnot, yeah, I think that it was terrible way to begin the game, especially where people being introduced to the modern Sonic. It's like they don't know homing attack.
No, they don't.
So it's like, you know, somebody would see that right there and they'd be like, "Oh my God, what the hell was that?"
Yeah,
Sonic just flew.
Well, I mean, that's why they gave you the option. You know, before you chose your character, it says story mode. Then it shows tutorial.
Oh, see, now I didn't know that. I was blind. Never mind. It's been a while. It's been a while, ladies and gentlemen, since I actually 100% played the game and paid attention to everything.
Yeah.
But I will not deny Chaos. The fight in itself, if you've done the tutorial, is definitely a good way to get introduced to all the controls. Once you know that they exist.
Oh, definitely. I 100% agree with you on that.
And talk about one of the most awkward, like, goal finish screens ever. I always thought they were a little weird, but that's just me.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
Where you going?
Well, no, I didn't mean that. I meant like the score windows. They always seemed
yeah,
very bland for me.
Yeah, like, but then again, you know, come to think about it, didn't the classic Sonic games didn't have borders the border around it or something.
Yeah, but I think it still fit. Then again, I mean, I'm really like critiquing this honestly, and it was like the first modern Sonic game, so I really should just stop going on about it. But let's not deny, just before we get too far away from it, that Chaos is awesome.
Yes, and it's definitely one of my favorite quote-unquote monster of the week.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, if there's any Dreamcast era bosses that I definitely like, I still have to say Perfect Chaos was just phenomenal compared to
the horrible speaking animations. I'm sorry, it's one thing I can't get past. Like the first time I played this game, I was like, okay, it's like I'll try to ignore this.
Well, I think what they were going with during the animation process was they were trying to go with that cartoony animation style.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because, see, massive shortcut right there if you didn't know that.
Gary, dude, come on. I thought we were gonna play the game, not speed run. Come on now.
Well.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's a really easy shortcut to abuse.
Well, especially if you're gonna go through this level on a time trial run. You know,
it's true.
Yeah, like, you know, in this game you'll get introduced to emblems. You get an emblem by completing each stage or boss battle. Now, in stages, however, you can only get one emblem at a time. For this instance, we're just simply rescuing Tails. Okay, not bad. Then when you play a stage again, it will introduce you to Emblem B, which is collect 50 rings and reach the animal capsule. Alright, not bad. And then, you know, Emblem A finally gives you the mission
You missed the shoes.
I know!
I'm a little disappointed. Not gonna lie.
I don't know. I don't know why okay, see, now, I was going to get into this a little earlier, but this was a pain in the ass to get this footage recovered, because I originally completed all the playthroughs of this onto my PlayStation 3 on my laptop. And, wouldn't you know it, a couple of days after I get done editing Sonic and Tails' story, that, you know, it crashed and burned on me. So I decide, well, I'm going to go ahead and install the one that I have on my Steam profile, and we'll just record from there. Me, personally, I think the PS3 port is far more superior than the PC port, but that's just my honest opinion. But,
it more has to do with what specs you're going with in the first place. You know, like,
what happened anyway?
Just because, especially for a PS3, it's already got all the built-in necessary processor and space and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also, Tails, stop lying. It's not because it's a new, it's not a new propulsion system that made you crash. It's the fact that you're a fox trying to fly a plane.
Well, no, that's not true, because he flew the tornado just fine in Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, but that's a tornado. That's a tornado. It's.
Oh, the prototype that he crashed. Right.
Yeah. The tornado is like, it's. I had a joke here and I lost it. Never mind.
Abort joke. Abort joke.
Abort. The point is, Tails is an 8-year-old fox and should not be flying planes.
No, but Sonic doesn't give a shit and lets him do whatever he wants anyway.
Sonic literally gives no fucks whatsoever.
Perfect role model of the year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, honestly. Like, I mean, typical 16-year-old attitude, though. He's 16 in this one, isn't he?
I believe so. He is 16 in this one, yes.
I think this is when they first started, like, mentioning their ages and whatnot.
Yeah, it's been a while since I took a look at the instruction booklet. Yep. I mean, I'm pretty sure you may find it in Wikipedia or Game FAQs even. But even then. I love abusing the spin dash technique on this game, if you haven't noticed. Everyone does.
I never thought about abusing it, honestly. In all my playthroughs, I never really did. I never abused it once in SA2. And Yeah.
I mean, I can see why you wouldn't abuse it either, because I mean, for this being on the Sega Dreamcast, and even on the being a re-release on a Nintendo GameCube and the PC and the PS3 and so on, you know, the graphics are still nice to look at, even to this day, and it's fun to explore.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. For me, it was more exploration and actually just running around. I didn't care about getting places fast. It was an awesome game. And, I mean, personally for me, my game life was very, very limited until recently, so I treasured whatever time I had playing games, you know, in the meantime. Also, I'd like to add that something Sonic Adventure 2, or Sonic Adventure 1, this game, DX, did well was the transition between scenes and regular gameplay. They may seem a little awkward sometimes when a whole bunch of like people NPCs suddenly just pop in. Well, that was short. As I was saying, maybe a bit weird when they pop in, but I think it was nice that they didn't do like a fade out and then fade back in. It kind of just jumped back in, so it seemed less like, oh, this is like story mode now, and more like, oh, hey, it's just in the game.
I mean, you know, it's funny because
that wasn't so hard.
Am I wrong to say that, you know, I adore the transitions of the cutscenes on this game far more better than Sonic Adventure 2 or even say Sonic Heroes?
Oh, no. That's exactly what I mean.
Oh yeah. But I mean, I guess
it began the dreaded rise of loading screens.
Oh, no. Was that the same monster I saw the other day?
Which hit the peak in 06, might I add.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got to the second fourth of the stage. Here's a loading screen.
Oh man. But that's one of Sega's most rushed jobs per se. But I mean, okay, I'm not gonna bash too much on Sonic 06 because me personally, from what I've played from it, it was at least a decent game. At least I find it more enjoyable to play Sonic 06 than I have with, say, I don't know, Sonic Spinball or Sonic 3D Blast or...
We do not speak Sonic Spinball. I borrowed someone's copy of Gem Collection once, and had a good time playing Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic 1. Had a good time playing Sonic 2. Loved playing Sonic CD. Got to Sonic Spinball? Hell no. It took me about 2 hours. Speaking of things that took me 2 hours, it actually took me 2 hours to figure out about that gem the first time I played the game, ever. I didn't use any guides. I didn't even know what guides were back then. I hardly used the internet to begin with. And I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, it took me 2 hours straight of non-stop just trying to do the first level over and over again. Finally get to the second, board or whatever. And it's never again. I died and I was like, you know what? Nope, that's it. Game over. Done. I'm not playing this again.
Alright, well, that's the end of part 1, and we will see you in part 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Indeed, indeed.